Hi everyone! So a lot of you know me as Ashton Irwin's Crotch on Tumblr. My name's Allie for those of you that don't know. And I had a lot of people asking me how I do my makeup. And I had some people asking me to do a makeup tutorial. So that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully you find it helpful. And hopefully you like it because I've never done something like this before. So I'm sorry if I'm really bad at it. Also, I would like to say that if you have a favorite product, you can totally use that. I'm just going to tell you what my favorite products are because they're my favorite and that's what works for me. And everyone has different things. I will say though that if you're looking to buy the products I use, they can be a bit more expensive because I believe that if you're putting something on your face for the whole day, it should be of quality. So if it's a little bit more expensive, I'm willing to pay the money for it, basically. So let's get started. Alrighty, so we are going to start. So the first thing that I do is I put on concealer. Concealer is great because it just covers up all of your little blemishes, any redness. I really hate the way that my face is without makeup because I just find it very, it just is one of those things. Everyone has different things that make them insecure. For me, it's not wearing makeup. So I'm just gonna put it on all the like red spots all over my face, including any blemishes or acne. Now, the kind that I'm using is Kat Von D. It's, she is one of my favorite makeup products because her stuff is made to cover up tattoos, so it really like gets in there and like hides all the things that you don't want people to see. I'm gonna need a little bit more. This is what it looks like. And it's like really amazing. When I found it, I was just kind of like, I am never going back. So as you can see, I'm just covering up all my little blemishes and spots that stress me out if people were to see it. And it kind of looks really messy right now, but that's okay because it's all gonna be covered up. You can get, if you have like really dark circles under your eyes, you can do that. Okay. And then it still is looking a bit messy, as you can tell, but that's, like I said, totally fine. Next thing I'm going to do, I have this. It's called Eye Bright. It's by Benefit, and it is one of my favorite things. It's a pencil, and you just draw under your eye. It's gonna look like really white and weird. That's okay. Like I said, everything gets covered up. Okay, there we go. You can put a little bit above your eye too if you want, because I'm weird and that's what I do. And I'm not like a professional or anything. I just do things that work for me, and that's what you should do. You should find something that works for you and do it because it's your face and it's your body and that's what's important. So then what I'm gonna do is take my Lock It In Tattoo Foundation. This is also by Kat Von D, and I'm going to take my Beauty Blender. This is a little sponge. It's just gonna give your face more of an airbrushed effect rather than leaving all these like bristly lines if you were to use a brush. And you're just gonna kind of dab it on all over your face. And it is really a great thing to have this like little beauty blender. The beauty blender, you have to dampen it before you use it, so that's really important to do. So if you get one, make sure you do that. Don't like soak it in the water, but you can definitely just dampen it. So that's, computer screen keeps darkening and it's really frustrating. Oops, Sorry about that. So just all over the place. Like this. I like to put it on my eyelids. A lot of people don't when putting on foundation. That's perfectly okay, but for me, that's what I like to do. So, just gonna, that looks good. So then what I do is I take my Lock It In Tattoo foundation powder, and this comes with a little sponge, and it looks like this. So you just all over your face, and this is great. It creates like a nice matte look. It's one of my favorite things that I have. This one's really awesome because sometimes if I am feeling like not up to putting it all over my face, I'll just put this on and some like mascara and I'll be good. Like it won't bother me if I'm not wearing that much. That's why sometimes. So now that we have that done, I'm gonna put on a little bit of bronzer. Bronzer's not for everyone. The first time I used it, I used way too much of it and I looked like a carrot. The one I like is called Too Faced. It's a chocolate Soleil. So it's made with cocoa powder and it smells really good. You're gonna like just take a teensy bit and then tap it on the sink and you're gonna make a face like this. Literally, just hardly any because it's really dark, and if you put a lot on it, you're not gonna like how it looks. As you can see, it's a bit dark, but that's okay because I'm gonna go back and cover it, and then you can put a little bit on your nose. I just think that looks nice. So then you can take your brush and kind of work it in like that. So now that we're getting somewhere, I'm gonna take my blush. This is my favorite blush ever. It's MAC and the color is called Dolly Mix. You're just gonna swirl your brush on there, and then same face. Now you can put on however much or however little you like. I personally really enjoy the dramatic look, so I'm going to put on a lot because that's just how I am. I like to wear makeup and I like people to be like, oh, she's wearing makeup. I'm not really into the natural look. I can do it, but it's not my thing. See it? Okay. So then what I'm gonna do, this is totally optional, but I love glitter and sparkly things, so I'm gonna use this. It's Naked. It's called Illuminated. It's basically like this little shimmery thing, and I'm just gonna lightly put some on my cheeks. It's gonna give it a nice like sparkle, like dewy effect almost. It's really pretty. I don't know if you can see the little sparkles, but yeah. Okay, so then I'm gonna do my eyebrows. Now, when it comes to your eyebrows, you have to just do whatever you want. I mean, you don't even need to do your eyebrows, but I prefer to do my eyebrows. So what I'm gonna do is I'm using this pencil is very dwindled down. It's usually about like that long. It's a Benefit eye pencil. It's one of my favorite things I've ever used. You're just going to fill in the shape of the eyebrow that you want. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Okay. I'm just gonna fill it all in. Like that. Me, I don't really need it to be perfect. I just want it to have some color to it. And if you darken it up, then it'll hide the, like me, I haven't got my eyebrows done in a really long time. So if I darken it, then it'll make the other pieces kind of disappear. So then you're basically done with your eyebrows. Like, that's pretty much all I do. But there is one thing that I do other than that. And I take a very light colored eyeshadow. This one is Virgin. It's from the Naked palette. The first Naked palette, I'm pretty sure. You just want something that's very light, a neutral color, white almost. And you're going to take your brush and you're gonna go like this. And that is going to leave a bit of a highlight under your eyebrows. It's gonna make them pop. It's just gonna make them look about 50 times more defined and better. So this is what I do. It's one of my oldest tricks. Just makes everything look good. You can even do some on the top. But that's not even that necessary. Okay. And that is basically all I do for my face. So now I'm going to do my eyes. So for the eyes, how we start is we take this. It's called primer potion. Eyeshadow primer is the best thing in the world. It will not give you that weird like texture. If you have your makeup on all day, it won't make that awkward clumpy thing. This is the best one too. It's Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. You don't even need that much. You just take a little bit on your hand like that. You're gonna take a brush or your fingers if you want. I'm just gonna do a brush. And you're going to put it on there. Nice and even. Like this. I got a little bit under my eye, that's totally fine. And then you're going to do the other eye. It's really simple. Very relaxed. Okay. It kind of is making my eyes look a bit crazy. That's super fine too. And then what I'm gonna do is my favorite form of eyeshadow, which is to just do a little bit of a smoky eye. I forgot my brush, so let me get it. So I'm just gonna use, this is an Urban Decay brush. It came in one of my makeup palettes, so I have no idea, but it has this really nice fan bristle on it, and that is something you want. It's gonna make it look really soft. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my Naked 3 palette, and I'm going to use these 4 light colors. Strange, Dust, Burnout, and Limit. That's what they're called. Just gonna put a little bit of each on there. Make sure you tap your brush off, otherwise you get this weird like powdered stuff and no one likes that. So I'm just going to put it all over my eye. I'm actually gonna use this mirror because it's way easier for me. So just all over the eye. You can tell I have a little bit of it on. Then you're gonna do the next side. All over. Just do it to your liking. You can use a darker color or a lighter color. I'm going back on top with a lighter color. Like that. The Naked palettes are my favorite eyeshadows because they're just really like pretty, and they're just really pretty. Okay, then I'm going to use these 4, which are Liar, Factory, Mugshot, and Dark Side. Just a teensy bit of both. And you're gonna do it on the outside of your eye. like this. It's not gonna look that noticeable at first, but that's why we're gonna do it really lightly and then we're gonna layer it. Okay. So you can tell now between eyes. So I'm gonna do that to the other side. It's gonna look so pretty when it's done. Okay. And then what I do, I'm basically done with the eyeshadow. What I do is I take the very darkest one, which is called Black Heart. I take a little bit, dab it, and then I just am going to kind of like pat it into place in the corner. This. That's just gonna kind of give it a bit more of a dramatic effect. It's gonna make everything more noticeable, and it just looks really nice. And then you can, what you can do is go back and go over it with the lighter one and blend it together. Like this. And then I'll go up a little bit. This computer screen's being really bitchy. Sorry. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is the part that most people ask me about. This is the winged liner. My favorite eyeliner is Urban Decay 24/7 liquid liner. This stuff is literally amazing. I was on the swim team in high school and it would stay on during a swim meet. That's how nice it is. So you're gonna shake it up. And then I'm gonna use my mirror just because it's gonna be a lot easier for me. But basically what I do is I start in the middle, I work my way out, and then I go back over it. It might be hard to explain, so hopefully you'll be able to see. I'm gonna get closer to the camera too. Okay. So, I'm going to start in the middle. And then go back to the outside. So basically creating that inner lid. Like this. And then I'm going to get some more on my brush. And this is where the wing part comes in. So what I'm gonna do is just draw a line. And connect it to the other's part. See? And the thing about me is that my left eye is almost legally blind, so if they're not completely even when I first do it, then I don't really stress. I just go back and fix it. It's hard for me to tell exactly like how perfect it's going to be just because my left eye is so bad. So, I mean, it's totally okay if you have trouble with it. The first time I did it, it was a bit of a struggle. But practice really is just your friend. This is the eye that I can't really see, so I'm actually just kind of like blindly doing it. I just kind of feel it. I can see a bit of the shape, but that's about it. which is really frustrating to be somewhat blind like that, but it's something that I've adapted to. Let me see. So you can see that they're not completely even. One of them's a little bit more curved up, one of them's straighter, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fix that. By adding a little curve to it. And it's pretty simple. I know a lot of people struggle with winged liner. I was lucky enough to not have that issue. I just kind of picked up the liner and figured out how to do it relatively easily. I just have a few more things that I do to my face. So what I'm going to do is take this brush. It's very little. It's a shadow brush, but I use it for something different. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to take a black, really simple black eyeshadow. I'm going to tap that off, and you're going to start over here and only go about halfway. Just smudging in the rest, very lightly. I want it to have that like effect where it's darker and then gets very light. It just works really nicely. And so there's that. And then I'm going to do my eyeshadow, my eyelashes. And that's basically all I do. So with the mascara, this is what, oh, I have to do my lips too. What am I talking about? Okay, so this is called Subversion. It is, you're gonna think it looks weird. I don't know if any of you have ever used this, but it's lash primer. So what you do is, it's white. It's like, almost looks like conditioner on a mascara brush, which essentially is what it is. It's gonna condition your eyelashes, it's gonna help grow them, and it's gonna also add a coat to them, so they're gonna be really thick when you put the original ones on. So you're just gonna put this on the way you put any mascara on. Like this. This doesn't need to be perfect because it's gonna be covered up. Okay. Now, I'm gonna do this. This is called Perversion. It's my favorite. I've used a lot of different mascaras before. This is definitely the best one. So just put that on. Oh. So when you do stuff like that, don't stress. It's not that big of a deal. Just take a deep breath. You can get a wet washcloth and just wipe it off. Really all this is just you making yourself feel better about how you look. So don't stress with it, just have fun, relax. I personally find this a really calming thing for me. When I'm having a bad day, sometimes I'll just put a bunch of makeup on because it makes me feel better. Can camera stop? This will work. Okay, I'm gonna finish putting this on. Okay, so now my face is done. You can totally be done now if you want, or you can do your lips. So for me, my lips, I'm just gonna put some Burt's Bees chapstick on to keep them all moist. You ever thought about how disgusting of a word the word moist is? It's pretty gross. So what you're gonna do now, oh my gosh, these hairs are ridiculous. It's okay. I'm going to take a lip liner. You don't necessarily need to use lip liner, but it is definitely it's helpful. It'll lock everything in. It'll make it so it's called feathering. It'll make the lipstick not feather, which means it gets into these little, like, your little lines and seeps out and looks weird. So the kind of lip liner that I'm going to be using right now is Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On. My other favorites are MAC or the like generic Sephora brand's pretty good too, so you can do that. So what I'm going to do is you literally just line your lip. Just draw it on. See the bottom. It doesn't need to be perfect on the inner parts, but try to get it as close as you can on the other parts. Okay, see it? So then I'm gonna take one of my personal favorite colors. This is Kat Von D. The color is called Wolf's Mouth. It's in a studded thing. It's like this. Just gonna take this. Got some on my tooth. Oops. Okay, and so there's the lipstick. It's really simple. Normally it doesn't take me this long to put my makeup on, but because I was like talking and showing, you know, doing all those kind of things, then it did take me a bit longer. Normally it takes me 10-15 minutes. Yeah. So that's basically all I do. Hopefully you found it useful. I personally think it looks really nice. This is my favorite, like, look. These are the lips. And the eyes. Everything just looks really, it's not that it looks natural, because that's not what I'm going for, but it looks nice. I don't really know what I'm trying to say or how to explain it, but I just think it looks very pretty. It's not overly dramatic, but it's dramatic enough where if someone's like, oh, she's wearing makeup, she puts effort into her appearance. And I think that's what's important. But what's most important, like I've said, is that you do this for you. Me personally, I have a lot of issues with my face without makeup. I have a lot of insecurities about that, so it's really important that you just do whatever makes you feel comfortable and happy and pretty and sexy or whatever. That's your number one priority, is you, always you. So, I mean, yeah, in high school people would be like, oh, you wear too much makeup, and I was like, I don't care, it makes me feel good about myself. So just remember that when you're doing it, okay? Hopefully you enjoyed. Sorry it took so long, if you all stayed with me to the end. Alright, bye guys.